Buenos dias! Oh my god, it's Monday morning here. But that's okay. Day 49, 75 hard. Yes! Guys, I had the best yesterday. I mean, I have best yesterdays and the days befores all the time, right? I think life's amazing, right? And if you don't embrace it by the balls, you miss out, right? But yesterday was extra, extra special. Like, I really want to pinch my cheeks. It was that special. We're talking about weddings today, okay? Kind of weird because I'm like an adventure channel, right? But hear me out. I went to Greece. Well, not really. I went to a Greek wedding. Blew my mind. So fun. When I realized, well, I don't know why I didn't realize. Well, actually, no, I realized when I looked at the address, I was going to a Greek Orthodox Catholic church for the ceremony. I was like, oh, right. She's marrying a Greek guy. I wonder if they're going to have the plate smashing. Mate, there was plate smashing. It was amazing. So that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. So I have put my link in the community post if you want to drop in and talk about one of your favorite weddings. Okay, that's the subject, because for me it's cultural, because people from all different places around the world subscribe to me, and I've got some amazing friends from all different walks of life. And I'd love to hear their experiences, because what happens in here in Australia for a wedding is different to what happens in a wedding in America. I've never been to an American wedding. What happens to a wedding in Canada or in like Gaborone. So I did let my friend Jazz know. She's traveling at the moment, so I doubt she's going to jump on. But she might be in the background. I don't know. Hey, Daniel, how you going? Happy Sunday to you. It is actually 6:49 a.m. here in Australia. Anyway, so yes, before I start walking, I need to quickly finish my juice, and then we're going to walk, all right? We are at the beach. The sun has risen. Hey, Will, how you going? Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hi. So we're talking weddings, because, like, weddings are cultural experiences, right? They're adventures, right? This is my adventure last night. My shoes are talking to me. That's how much fun we had last night. I danced my way out of my shoes. My shoes are talking to me. Hello! Hello! Crazy, eh? Well, we won't be wearing those shoes again. That's all right. I don't think I've worn them for about 4 years. They are like shoes I wear to a wedding, so they're gone. But guys, we are going for a walk on the beach. If you'd like to join me, excellent. If you don't, that's okay. Thanks for dropping in. And if you're watching this on the replay, g'day! Because I'm actually getting quite a few people watching on the replay. So it's okay that people aren't watching me live, because they're watching on the replay, and I don't mind that, right? Hmm. Actually, let's okay, we can get out of the car. We can get out of the car. Let me show you what we're talking about, okay, guys? Beautiful here today. Beautiful, beautiful. So we are in southeast Queensland, in Australia. So g'day, guys. And we're talking weddings. I'd love to know your experiences in going to a wedding. Who are you talking to? Myself. How are you? With lives, you just don't know who's going to come in, right? But I'd love to know what a traditional wedding is like in your country. Could you put in your chat what a wedding's like in your country? I'm going to talk about a Greek wedding I went to yesterday. So if you'd like to join me and tell me about your Greek wedding, or your Greek wedding, um, yeah, let's talk weddings. Not my wedding, of course. Okay, I'm going to drink the rest of this juice, okay? So it's very still this morning. Hey, Jeffrey. How are you? Mm. Actually, Jeffrey, I've got an important question for you. What is a Scottish wedding like? That's what we're talking about today, guys. We're talking about weddings. Oh, now, what did I do with my ears? Oh, there we go. They're behind my ears, right? My hair. But I'm trying to find these things. These things. Give me a second to plug in. So I went to the Greek wedding yesterday. Can you guys hear me actually? Jeff, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, testing. One, two, three. Okay. Next question. Okay, got it. All right. All right, guys, let's go for a walk on the beach. Oh, completely forgot. I need to do a jumping for joy. I need to pull these out. So, guys, I'm just going to do a jumping for joy. I don't need to explain what I'm doing, to be honest. I don't know why I do. But anyway, let's do this. Oops. I had to do a double there, right? So put the hands up in the air to say, thank you, universe. Hey, Maddie, how you going? You just caught the jumping for joy, So I did two hands in the air because, okay, give me a second. Let me just plug in and then we're going to go walking because it is 6:54 a.m. here in southeast Queensland. Hey, Scott, how you going? Smiles, whiskey, and dancing is a lot of fun. Oh, man, it is, hey. Hey, so thanks for saying that, Scott. Thanks. That's cool. I call that my jumping for joy. I do that most mornings down here because, life's amazing. I woke up this morning, right? Not everyone gets the opportunity to wake up in the morning, honestly. So I embrace that by the balls and run with it. So, guys, can you hear me? Just testing. Testing one, two, three. Maddie, can you hear me? Maddie, you poor foot. I know you're about to get a surgery. I'm sending you a hug, mate. No neighborhood flooded. Oh, shit. Shit. So, you're in Arizona. So, guys, got a very important topic today. I'm talking about weddings. I want to know your experience with weddings, as in, like, in your country. So, like, for example, Maddie, I know you're having a surgery. Oh, in May. That's not for a while yet. Okay, I'm going to distract you for a bit. I want to ask you, Maddie. Maddie's from Arizona. Maddie's 19. So I'm not talking about your wedding because obviously you're not married yet. But can you tell me about a wedding that you've been to in Arizona and what that was like? And I do have my link to my live in my community post. If you want to jump on and say that in the live, or you can just do it in the chat. Open to you. Obviously, if I know you, I know Maddie. So, guys, I'm going to flip the camera around. You guys can listen to the water or look at the ocean if you want to. But I'm going to have a little chat. Mrs. Paula, guys, can we all say happy birthday to Mrs. Paula? Well, I'm going to sing Mrs. Paula happy birthday because I sang her in the chat. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, Miss Paula, happy birthday to you. Mwah.
Happy birthday, mate. Absolutely psyched for your birthday, mate. You look so happy and you've got lots of nice little presents. And if you don't know Miss Paula, Mrs. Paula, I call her Miss Paula. She's Miss, a little Miss Paula. But she's Mrs. Mrs. Paula does retirement. She is in Tennessee. So she has that Tennessee accent, which is very cute. She's very cute. And it's her birthday today. Aww. Hugs, mate. Hugs. I'm sending you hugs. Absolutely happy birthday, mate. So, yeah. So, guys, I'm talking about weddings. In your country, what's a wedding like? I'm in Australia, obviously. I've not got married myself personally, but I have been a bridesmaid a few times. And yesterday I went to a wedding. But it was a Greek wedding. So I wanted to talk about weddings and what weddings are like in your country. Put it in the text if you want to. Jonathan's got here. When my sister got married, she packaged little packages of bird seed instead of rice because the rice swells inside birds and kills them. Yes, that is so true. Just Noah. That is so true. So yesterday they did do the rice throwing, right? Does anyone know what the tradition, what it means to throw rice? Does anyone know? So funny. There's lots of funny stories, guys. Um, Thank you for showing that, Noah. Because it's true. Like, I mean, I was thinking about yesterday actually when we were throwing the rice. I thought this is very wasteful, right? Like, there's people starving in the world, and we're throwing rice up in the air. So yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't think, Noah, of the birds. You're very, very true. We just should never feed birds. I have a bit in my bonnet about people feeding ducks, and like they go to the beach or to a pond or something, and they feed birds. Don't feed birds or ducks. Oh, look at this! Isn't it interesting? So, people to the chat, guys. This is Southeast Queensland in Australia. So it is a bit of a cloudy morning, guys. It is spring here in Australia, so normally it's actually quite warm, and I'd be wearing a hat and probably long sleeves just so I can get sunburned. But this morning I woke up and look at it, it's like overcast. Okay, the sun might come up this way later on. So Miss Paul is saying, I'm feeling very blessed by all the love. Oh, love the love. Embrace it, mate. This is your day. Everyone say happy birthday to Mrs. Paula Does Retirement. She'll love that. Send her love and hugs. I don't know, wherever you're from, can you say happy birthday in your native language? That'd be really cool, guys, if you could do that. So Scott just said happy birthday. Scott, I'm not sure exactly where you're from, but if you're from a different country that English is your second language, if you could please put happy birthday in your native language, that'd be really cool. Let's say how many happy birthdays can we do? I'm trying to think happy birthday in any language I know. Felicidades. Felicidades. Is that right? I need Kathleen. Felicidades. Oh my god. That's my input, guys. I don't actually know how to say it in Indonesian. Um, hurry. Oh, it's hurry. Hurry. I got half of it. Hurry something. Okay, so you got two of them out of me. Okay. Felicidades. I think that's right. Can anyone tell me? Am I speaking bullshit? Oh, I've got a whole lot of messages here. I didn't even see them. Sorry. Okay, guys. You went to a wedding yesterday too. Okay, Miss Paul went to a wedding yesterday also. How cool. This is a great topic then. Okay, Wolf's got here. End of a night, and only Jesus saves the world, passing away from eternity. Thank you, Wolf. Jesus. Jesus. Okay, you guys can read that verse. Thank you very much, Wolf. Miss Paul's got here. The wedding favour was jam and honey. Right. Okay, Maddie, I'll be curious about the floodings. Okay, I didn't know there was any flooding in Arizona. I hope everyone's okay. So, guys, we've got some swimmers out there. They swim all through winter, guys. They love it. Okay, in Scotland, love it. Scott from Scotland. Ah, okay. So maybe your name's not really Scott, but you're from Scotland. In Scotland, traditionally, we do a hand wrap with tartan cloth, which is tied in a knot. The knot is kept. Oh, wow, that sounds nice. I have actually been to a Scottish wedding. So I actually flew over to Scotland from Australia to celebrate the wedding of my friend Paul. I used to work with Paul, and yeah, he married his bonny lass, and yeah, so he was wearing the kilt. I don't remember that scenario, Scott. I'm just going to call you Scott, okay? Because that's what it has on your channel. Um, but yeah, thank you for saying that. So okay, that's interesting. So interesting, hold that thought about Scott, about because the wedding I went to was a Greek wedding and they do something similar. But I'll get to that in a second, okay? I want to hear about your experiences first. Throwing rice at a wedding is an ancient tradition that symbolises the community's well wishes for the couple's fertility, prosperity, and good fortune in their new life together. Oh, that kind of makes sense. Thank you, Just Noah. Some countries throw corn, wheat, or other grains. Yeah, right. Okay. So interesting, Just Noah. So yesterday, in like the package of rice that we threw, they had like potpourri in it, so it smelled really nice. So that was the first time I've experienced that. Normally it's just rice, but this one had potpourri in it. It was quite nice actually, very nice. Thank you for that. That's actually really cool. Thank you for telling me that. Can you imagine corn getting thrown at you? If you live in Iowa, does anyone know? Because Iowa, I only know this, guys, because my friend Bill, who's sometimes in the chat, Bill Meyer, he's from Iowa, and he tells me Iowa is the corn state. Right, I'm from Australia, so guys, I don't know about your individual states, just like you probably don't know about my individual states in Australia. So it's really interesting to hear. Through my lives, I'm kind of getting a bit of an education. It's great. So, but I wonder, in Iowa, do they throw corn? Just wondering. Just Noah, where are you from anyway? Oh, so Maddie, your short's getting updated. Perfect. Okay, cool. Kelly, hello, Miss Kelly. How you going? Hello. I'm guessing. I think I did. Did I see your name? I was in Miss Paul's chat. I know I had it notified. It was going to notify me at 5 a.m. in the morning that Miss Paula was going live for her birthday celebration. But I didn't wake up, and obviously it's not set to my alarm, right? But my alarm went off at 5:30 a.m. So I got it halfway in. Well, halfway, 30 minutes in. So I saw some of the celebration. It was very beautiful. See our friend Paula glowing, eating all her treats. I will add, I was a little jealous of Miss Paula. Miss Paula, I'm trying to behave, and it didn't help. Just saying, it didn't help. But yeah, it was beautiful to see all your treats. So from your sister, you said your sister brought you a whole lot of treats. I was having a giggle because, I'm like, right, Miss Paula, you are a massive sweetie bear. That was very cute. Best flavour. Oh, well, we'll check out that. Everyone, guys, Maddie is my friend from Arizona. She's obsessed with ducks. Don't hold that against her. She loves ducks. She loves animals in general, right? But Maddie does diamond art a lot on her channel. So she does do lives. She has jumped on my lives before. But yeah, she does diamond art. But she's going to drop a video. Apparently, there's bad flooding happening in Arizona. So she's uploading a short about that right now. So if you're interested in that, click on Maddie's name and you'll go to her channel and check that out. I'll check it out later. That is fun. Oh dear. Okay, that's not good. Sally! Sally, oh my God. Hey, Sally, how you going? G'day, mate. Everyone, this is Sally's reality. Sally is her own reality. So, guys, I have a really important question to ask you. I'm talking about weddings. Not my wedding, okay? Not my wedding. I went to a wedding yesterday. I'm all loved up. I feel like I went to Greece. And you know, Dora loves to travel, right? And loves an adventure. So it felt like I went to Greece. I went to a Greek Orthodox church and I had the whole ceremony. Went for like 2 hours, guys. In like half of it was in Greek. Didn't hate it. Loved it actually. This year's been an interesting year, guys. I've been to more church services this year than I've probably been into my life. I openly say that I'm not overly religious, but I do believe. But I do believe in many gods, right? I believe in Mother Earth, Mother Universe. I believe in Allah. I think that's a beautiful religion. I love the call to prayer. Obviously, I'm from Indonesia. That is a very highly Muslim country, but my family is not Muslim. Um, and I was baptized Lutheran because I didn't really listen, right? I was probably reading a book or colouring it. Um, but yeah, this year in Samoa, I went to about 3 church services. Loved it, all in different language. Amazing. Amazing to hear them sing in different languages. And then when I was in Europe, I went to a church service in Lyon. Amazing. Guys, Lavender Rock that I used to kick is no longer here, guys. It's buried under here. I don't know where. They pushed all the sand up here about a week ago and they moved the rock. So Lavender's Rock is no longer, which is kind of sad. But anyway, keep on going, guys. So, yes, I went to this amazing, it was like they were singing in Greek. It's amazing, guys. Did I tell you about how it was amazing? It was amazing. Like Greek churches in general, like, yeah, it was just, yeah, like, churches are beautiful, right? I know Miss Paula is quite religious. Can I ask, do you go to church regularly? Is that a thing that you do? I know you read scripture a lot. You actually have a second channel about Bible reading. But I just wondered, yeah, like a minute, sorry. Let me just reframe. That's another question for another day. Actually, that would be a really good subject to talk about is different faiths in different countries and their church experience. Because I think that's why I'm really enjoying this year because like I guess I've just been to a Greek service and it was amazing. So sorry guys, I'm behind the chat. Corn goes in my mouth. So I think Maddie was talking about when I said Jonathan, Noah was saying that you can throw corn instead of rice at a wedding. Kathleen, hello Kathleen, how are you? How are you? How are you? Kathleen, were your ears burning? Because about 5 minutes ago, I was asking everyone to say happy birthday in their native tongue, their native language, to Miss Paula. I don't think we got anyone. I think maybe everyone's English in the chat, but there was a few happy birthdays for Miss Paula. But I said it'd be really cool if someone could say, you know, happy birthday in their native tongue, in their language, right? Because you know, some people come from a chat that are from, you know, English is their second language. I thought that'd be really cool. And I thought, well, I know some other languages, kinda. And I went, oh, what's kind of Spanish? Spaniel for happy birthday. And I said, Felicidades. Is that right? I don't know if that's right, Kathleen. I said, I need Kathleen. Did I say that right? Felicidades, is that Spaniel for happy birthday? Does anyone know? Okay. Okay, guys, I'm like way behind in the chat, guys. Sorry. Just zooming to the front. Mike! Hey, Mike, how you going, buddy? Guys, we are talking about wedding experiences. Okay, so I do have my live link to the YouTube app, so you don't have to download any apps. You just have to go to my community post. But before you do that, you need to think of a story, right? I want to know an experience you've had at a wedding. Like, tell us what the experience was. Like, what was it like? And like, guys, obviously, I'm Australian, so I only know my experiences in like Australian weddings. I have been to a Scottish wedding, so there was someone, Noah, no, Scott from Scotland, I'm thinking. He was telling us about the wedding in Scotland. So with the tartan, the kilt, which obviously Mike is got Scottish history. So maybe when he actually Mike, did you get married? Did you wear a kilt? That's a question to ask. Because yeah, Mike has got Scottish history, ancestry. So I went to a Greek wedding yesterday. So I'm just buzzed to tell you about the experience. I started my live off with the shoe that has literally disintegrated. That just tells you how much dancing there was last night. My shoes are talking. The sole literally just falling apart. So I blew my shoes up yesterday at a Greek wedding. That's a good title. Hey Kevin, how you going? I'm back from my trip to the beach. I remember you. You always walk on the beach in Australia, exactly. And so there's nothing different happening here, Kevin. We are walking on the beach. How are you, Kevin? Actually, Kevin, I do remember you. Your like little logo has changed because it was different before. I don't recognise the logo. I'm a logo person. I don't remember people's handles, but I remember their logo. Anyway, welcome back. What beach did you go to? What trip? Wow. So just now we've got the best con. Happy birthday in what is that language? How one? I can't even say that. Just Noah. Is that some kind of African? We got our first happy birthday for Miss Paula in another language. Yay! Miss Paula, high five. Woo-hoo. Love that. Oh, but Mike didn't wear a kilt because Mike, you know the next question I was going to ask you. Hey, what was under the kilt? Too much. We're not that friendly, right? No, we are friendly. Actually, we are probably way too friendly, Mike. Because obviously, traditionally, you don't wear anything under the kilt. Yes. And Dora may or may not have confirmed that at a Scottish wedding I went to. Just saying. So I was probably very drunk. So probably did confirm that. Don't remember it. And maybe I don't remember it for good reason because he's one of my guy friends. And that's just weird. So guys, we are talking weddings. So I'd love to know in your country, what is a traditional wedding? If you want to give me a little rundown in the chat, it's great. If you know me, I'm happy for you to jump on the live and tell me about. I mean, look, I don't know the traditions. Like, I only know what they do in Australia because I've been to many weddings, never as the bride, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I've been a bridesmaid probably, oh my gosh, how many times have I been a bridesmaid? One, Carmen, Carla, Raylene. I think 3 times. I've been a bridesmaid 3 times. Could even be 4. Yeah, could be 4. I'm not sure. But anyway, guys. Oh, Kathleen put happy birthday in Norwegian for Miss Paula. I hope Miss Paula's there because that's just pretty cool. She's getting happy birthdays in a whole lot of different languages. I love this. Oh, so Kevin's in Florida. Okay, cool. Getcha. So you went to the beach in Florida, as in like South Beach or Florida Keys. Just amazing beaches in Florida. I have been to South Beach, absolutely adored it. And I have been to the Florida Keys, and oh my goodness, I cannot wait to go back there one day. One day I will be back. One day. Okay, just know it's from Ontario. Okay, right. So Ontario is not the French side, right? I just want to get my geography right. You wish you could take a photo. Look, describe the photo, Kevin. Describe the photo. Well, Kevin, you could jump online. Please don't be a random weirdo that's going to, shock us, because that would be, well, nothing would shock me, really, to be honest. But you can jump on the live if you like. My link is in my community post, and you can show the photo there. Just jump on, a couple of seconds, show the photo, and jump off. Or if you want to show your face and tell us about, show the photo, and then you can tell us about a wedding that you went to that was memorable. I'd love to know about it. Because I tell you, yesterday's wedding was very memorable for me, guys. I will remember it forever. Kathleen is in the swish one. I feel like I should be like going swish one. Mike's going, nothing. That's the right way to wear it. Exactly right. Nothing. Free balling, literally. Oh, so in Arizona, you're under a flood watch. Geez, you're in a desert too. That's crazy. Crazy. Well, stay dry, and I hope that no one gets hurt, right? I hope the animals. That's the hardest thing about floods is the actual animal carnage, right? Okay, so Just Noah's got here Native Canadian American tribe because of the slaying. Oh, right. Kathleen is second generation Canadian on my dad's side, and my mum was born in North Dakota. Really? Isn't that interesting? So technically, Kathleen, you are kind of half American. Interesting. I didn't know that, Kathleen. I did not know that. Maddie's got Navarro hand washing and corn mush ceremony. Oh, corn mush. Now that is cool. See, like literally, like jumping in corn. Jumping in corn. That'd be fun. That would be really fun. Like corn mush. Ooh, that would be interesting. They have a water vase ceremony that honors earth and water. That's in Arizona's traditional wedding. Wow. Hey, that is amazing, Maddie. Thank you for sharing that. So the Navajo weddings. Wow. Have you ever been to a wedding and seen that like that, or you just know of that? But do you know firsthand? Have you seen it firsthand? This is interesting. Very interesting. Kathleen, so Noah's got here. I'm from Ontario. My sister moved to Alberta, and my brother is from British Columbia. So all your siblings are kind of spread out. Then Noah. So Kevin's got here a bit north of Miami in the suburbs. Right, okay. That's where you went on holidays? Or that's where you're living? So Mike is a random weirdo, and you like me, I think. Yeah, because I'm a random weirdo. I attract those random weirdos. Maddie, by the way, Arizona isn't prepared enough for the kind of weather. Well, I wouldn't think so either, because I would have thought Arizona was so dry, like it's desert, right? I wouldn't think. So when you said flooding, I was kind of thinking like Florida or like down south kind of thing. I wasn't expecting we say Arizona. So you've obviously had a lot of rain. I don't watch the news, so I really am not up with things. So I hope it's not as bad as it turns out to be, Maddie. But anyway, guys, Maddie did post a short. So Maddie with the two ducks at the end, Maddie Duck Duck, has just posted a short about the flooding in Arizona. So I think she did some video footage of her backyard, maybe. So that's, yeah, pretty full on. I'll check that out later, Maddie. But hey, guys, you should check it out. You don't need to sit here and hold my hand. It's all good. Go check it out. If you want to come back, you can. But if there's something else interesting, check it out. I always say, guys, like, life is for living. And, you know, I appreciate everyone jumping on my lives. I love that. Thank you very much. But you guys know that I would still just talk to myself. Because I did know when I jumped on my live that there was a couple of lives going. Miss Paula was going, and Doran from the Source is going. But I don't. I just do a live when I do a live, guys. I don't. Just because everyone's on a live with Paula or the Source doesn't mean I shouldn't do a live, right? Because the whole idea of doing lives is to meet new people and to, have a chat about something. So yeah, Today I'm having a chat about weddings, and I do say that I'm actually starting to get a lot of people watching my videos on a replay. So that's why I openly say, guys, it doesn't matter if you catch me on a replay or a live. Then with a live, it's more interactive, I guess. Like you can ask me questions and I can ask you questions. It's probably a bad thing because you're like, oh my God, Dora, you ask so many questions. Paul always has a go at me about that. But I think Mike likes my 20 million questions. But yeah, guys, I'm not holding you ransom here, guys. Go see the world. Be free. Be free. But if you want to check around, that's fine. I want to tell you about my fun experience of this wedding I went to. All right. God, I'm so far behind, guys. Okay. As Kelly said, every wedding is different. Well, yes, every wedding is different. There's different things that happen in them, right? So, like the weddings that I've been to in Australia, they're different because there's different people that get married. Someone gets drunk and it's funny. The father of the groom makes some really funny speech. That I guess makes it different, right, Kelly? Like, everyone's different. But I guess what I'm going to ask today is, like, is there something in your country that makes it so much different to other countries? And maybe, see, I don't actually know that question because I haven't really thought about it, right? Like, I'm Australian. I have actually never been to an Indonesian wedding. No, I haven't. Crap, that's bad. I've been to an Indonesian funeral. That was an experience. So the wedding would be very interesting. I have been to an Indian wedding in Indonesia. That was cool. Oh, guys, I've got to say, when I went to India with Diego a few years ago now, 7 years ago, the wedding setups in India is by far amazing. I must say, if I was to ever get married, this is just me, right? Call me weird. I would like to have an Indian wedding. I know I'm not Indian. Okay, I know that. And I know that whoever I'm marrying is probably not going to be Indian. But, like, just hypothetically, if Diego and I got married, and I don't think that's going to happen, um, I would want an Indian wedding. I just think they're amazing. Can you imagine the colours, the saris? Have you seen a sari? They're beautiful. You're wrapped in, literally wrapped in plastic. You're wrapped. Crazy. And they're beautiful. And all the ladies are in beautiful coloured saris, and the guys look so amazing in their suits. Um, like it's a party atmosphere. There's flowers. They do weddings really, really well. So is there anyone in the chat from India? Because I'd love to know. Their weddings go for 3 days. And Sri Lanka do it same. I think Pakistan, Bangladesh, they probably do the very similar kind of things, but their weddings go for 3 days. I'd love to know the significance of it. Does anyone know? Like the weddings go for like 3 days. It's crazy. And they cost a bomb, right? And like there's also the dowry. You gotta pay a dowry, right? Like, the the dad of the bride has to pay like I don't know, is it the dad? Yeah. Has to like give money and like things to the groom's father, their family, as a dowry because they're taking away their daughter. Because the daughter is like valuable in the household because she does all the cleaning, right? I'm generalizing, but this is this is their tradition, right? That you're taking that girl away from. No, sorry. God, I've got that wrong way around. Guys, can anyone confirm? I'm confused here, but there is a dowry. Which way does it go? Someone pays someone because they're losing someone. Okay, I don't know. That's why I want. Yeah, that's why I need someone Indian. I normally have someone from India in the chat. Hey, Matt, how you going? Matt, can you speak another language? Can you say happy birthday in another language? I don't know if Miss Paula's still here, but we're still going to, celebrate her birthday. So a lady that I don't know, you probably already know her, Matt. Mrs. Paula does retirement. She's from Tennessee. She's having her birthday today. And I just thought it'd be really cool if we all said happy birthday in our native tongue. I mean, my native tongue's English, so happy birthday. But I was just seeing, like, other people could say happy birthday. We had Kathleen say it in Danish because I don't know, how do you know Danish, Kathleen? We had someone else, I don't know what language they spoke, but that was interesting. It was happy birthday in some other language. Um, but we're talking weddings today, guys. People. Matt will run away now. He'll go, oh, I'm talking about a wedding. God damn it. So Matt is from Cheshire. I'd love to know the traditions in what's kind of the thing that they do in England for weddings, other than get drunk. So that's what happens in Australia. Basically, it's open bar, get trashed. Pretty much. I don't think we actually have any major traditions here in Australia. Basically, you get married, right? And it's not, look, weddings in churches are not massively popular here. I have been to quite a few weddings in a church here, but a lot of people get married on the beach. Beach weddings are very popular here. Beach weddings are very popular. Um, or like hiring out like a wedding hall. So there's a lot of places like where my mum lives in Maleny up in the mountains, they have wedding halls. So they're beautiful kind of makeshift churches. They're not really churches, they just basically look like churches. That doesn't even make sense. But they're not really churches, they're just like hired only for weddings. And they've got beautiful gardens. Oh my gosh, it's really warm now, guys. Sorry, I'm just complaining. Now I can't see the chat. Oh, Paul's there. Hey, Paul. Paul, I'm talking about your favourite subject, weddings. You'll run away too now. That's okay, guys. Look, I went to a Greek wedding yesterday, and I have got my live link in my community post if you want to come on and tell me about a fun experience you had at a wedding, okay? And it can be whatever you want it to be, okay? But just, what was it? Why was it fun? So it can be just a 5-minute chat about why that wedding was fun. Since everyone, okay, guys, the chat is getting harder for me to read. I don't know why. It's very overcast here, guys. Look at this. It's very overcast, but the sun wants to come out, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating like a trooper. Okay, guys, I'm just going to start rambling. Hey, Turkey's Nest, how are you? My soul, my vent. Okay. Oh, is that how you say Indonesian? Okay. Paul, what was that? Happy Bonde. Is that Indonesian? See, Paul knows more Indonesian than I do, mate. Where were you half an hour ago, Paul? I was actually saying, I wonder, Harry. Harry is like, I'm sure, day. So Harry something. Harry something is in Indonesian. Happy birthday. And I don't know if Miss Kathleen confirmed if I had it right. Felicidades, happy days, happy birthday is happy birthday in Espanol. That's all I got, guys. But if you know, what Paul, what was that language you just said there? I don't. It doesn't sound like Indonesian actually. But maybe it is. Happy Bondi. Okay, I'm cross-eyed here at the moment. Anyway, the weddings are boring that people get drunk at. No, they're kind of fun. Oh, Tok Pissen. Tok Pissen from PNG. That's interesting. Tok Pissen. What is it in Indonesian, Paul? In Bahasa. So, guys, Paul D. Australia used to live in Papua New Guinea, guys. Now that's an experience. Paul, did you go to a wedding in Papua New Guinea? That would be wild. I could imagine it being wild. Can you tell us the experience about that? You're welcome to come on the live. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Or you can just tell us in the chat. It's either, right? Um, Most of fun, yeah, that's right. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk about the wedding I went to yesterday, right? I feel like I went to Greece, and that's cool for someone that loves travel, right? To say that because like I'm literally at home in like Southeast Queensland, not traveling at the moment. I've never been to a Greek wedding. Have been to Greece, absolutely amazing country, and they're fun people, right? They love their ouzo. There was no ouzo last night. That was interesting. So in saying that, I'm not drinking any alcohol, right? I'm on day 49 of 75 hard. Means no alcohol, lots of water, which I start drinking right now. I forgot about that. Um, See you, Kathleen. Okay, Salamat Ulang Falam. And Just Noah saying, see ya, Kathleen. So Just Noah is a new person to the chat. He's from Ontario. Ontario. So he was telling us about the rice throwing, that we shouldn't throw rice because that's bad for the birds, right? Because it swells up, right? And it bloody fills up birds' mouths and stomachs. And they would overdose on it, so their stomachs would just get bloated and explode. Which is, yeah, that's a fair call. I've never thought about that like that, so thank you for that one. But guys, yeah, so anyway, where am I going with this? The wedding. Oh my gosh, the wedding. I'm on a wedding high, guys. Literally. I mean, I started my live. People on the replay will be like, what the? Like, I started the live with my shoes that I wore to the wedding, literally talking. I was showing you. That just tells you how much dancing there was last night. So there was lots of dancing, as you'd expect at a Greek wedding. So the mother-in-law, the mother-in-law is Greek. She's married to a Canadian guy, but he's not Greek, but he might as well be Greek because you should have seen him dancing last night. Oh my God. Amazing. And like a Greek mother, very proud Greek mother, they had to be married in a Greek church. The boys look Greek. The husband, the groom, should I say, looks Greek, very Greek. His brother looks very Greek. A lot of people came from Melbourne, so there's a big Greek community in Melbourne. So a lot of the family came from Melbourne up to the wedding. And then my friend Chardonnay, her background is Australian slash Argentinian. So there was a lot of Latin people there at the wedding too. So that was pretty cool. So Greek is Latin, isn't it? Yeah, Greek's Latin. So yeah, very, very Latin wedding. It was very cool. Everyone's saying that, guys. So yeah, they obviously had to get married. They had to get married in a church, especially had to be Greek. Obviously, mum and dad paid for this on the Greek side. My friend who got married, Chardonnay, her father was one of my best mates. He unfortunately passed away about 4 years ago. He had a fat loss surgery and got sepsis. So very, very sudden and unexpected, obviously. So he left 6 children and 2 different families. He had 3 children to his original wife, who was from Argentina, and I was very good friends with that side of the family, and the 3 kids. So I saw them grow up. They kind of call me their auntie. And of course, they did tell me quite a few years ago that you will be invited to our wedding because I'm going to be marrying George. And she married George yesterday. It was very beautiful. She wore a beautiful, beautiful, like you can imagine, like the big gowns. And can I just tell you, yesterday was so hot, guys. It was stinking hot, stinking hot. And the Greek ceremony, I don't know what you I call it a rabbi, but it's not a rabbi, hey. What do you call a Greek minister, guys? Does anyone know? Because like they had the guy with the hat. You know what I'm talking about? The Greek guys that wear the hats. And then they had the guys in robes. They were the choir with their very deep voice. Ooh. And they were like, they didn't ask us to sing, but they did the ceremony in half Greek and half English. It was amazing. And like the singing was really cool. The guys from the choir singing, there's just 2 of them, but they were really deep voiced. So like, I mean, I couldn't even give you an example, guys, but I did video it. Of course I did. Bit of it. But it was just so interesting. And then like the church itself is just so different to like a church here in Australia, right? And the church in Samoa that I went to just recently, and the church I went to in Lyon, and then I went to a church in Luxembourg, and then I went to a church actually only just recently in Brisbane, and I sat there and I read my 10 pages of my book. And you know how churches have that amazing smell? Does anyone know the incense they use? I think it might be sandalwood, but churches seem to have the same smell because they have the incense that they burn, right? Yeah, anyway, it was really cool. Really cool. So you went to a wedding, there was no drinking, Kelly. Yeah, don't forget to like, touch the button. Thank you, Paul. Where am I going? So anyway, it was hot as hell. The wedding started at 12 o'clock, right? You know, I got there at quarter to 12. I'm one of these people that is very punctual. If I'm late, you will, that'll be very stressful for me. I cannot be late. I'm always early. And I stress myself to get there early. So anyway, I'm there early. I get out of the car and there's hardly any cars in the car park, right? So I'm sitting there going, crap, did I get the right day? And like I knew I had the right day because I even messaged the bride. Like normally weddings in Australia are on Saturdays, right? Not on Sundays because churches are full on Sundays, right? So I actually did double check the date and the invite on like Friday to make sure I had the right day because that would be terrible if I missed the day, right? So anyway, I know I had the right day, and I also messaged the bride because I knew she'd be thinking about her dad. Her dad used to call me his best friend, so like I really wanted to, have some words with her before the wedding. And anyway, so that was just a beautiful moment we had in text messages on the Saturday afternoon. So I confirmed that I didn't miss the wedding, and yeah, so I looked at the dress on the invite, so I knew I had the right address, right? But I got there at like quarter to, 15 minutes before the wedding. No one's there. There was one guy standing outside the church. He looks Greek, but I'm in a Greek church, so everyone looks Greek, right? So I didn't want to be like, prejudge or anything like that. So anyway, I got out of the car and actually, I let me go back. I wore this really cool dress, guys, and it had pockets. Now, guys, there's an audio going around going, "I've got pockets, pockets. I've got pockets, pockets." Yep, it's got pockets, pockets. Anyway, I did a short the other day of my leggings that had pockets, and I did a little dance. So stay tuned. There'll be a dance coming. I'm wearing my little dress that I wore to the wedding with pockets. Anyway, and it's got the church in the background. It looks pretty cool. Anyway, um, sidetrack. So anyway, I did my little dance, had a scull of water, and took myself up to the church and said, excuse me, are you here for Chardonnay and George's wedding? And he goes, yeah. I went, oh, okay, cool. And I put my head in the church, and like there was one family in there, quarter to. So I'm like, okay. I said to the guy, I said, oh, hi, my name's Muriara, and your name is, and he goes, Jared. Like, oh, he goes, I'm from Melbourne. I said, oh, that's cool. He goes, yeah, there's a lot of us coming up from Melbourne. I went, oh, that's great. And he goes, I said, oh, where is everyone? He goes, oh, you know, Greeks are Greeks are late for a lot of things. I went, oh, okay, cool. I said, I like to be early. He goes, as long as I'm in the right place. And then someone else turned up, his Craig's, the auntie and uncles basically turned up. And then they all went to the toilet and said, oh, well, I might as well go to the toilet. Always go to the toilet before you need to go, right? So, and plus, I had a feeling that the church service might go for a while. I would also been drinking a lot of water, right? 35 hard, you need to drink a gallon of water. So I went to the toilet, came back and thought, okay, there'll be more people here now. And I was kind of stressing, thinking to myself, not stressing, but I was like, have a pee fast, Laura. Like, pee it fast, get it out. Do your business and come back because, you don't want to come back and like, the bride comes down the aisle and you're running in after her. No, didn't want that to happen, right? Oh my gosh, guys, what happened to the beach? Guys, we normally walk over here and literally just go down. So we're going to climb down today, guys. Wow, there's been a whole shift in the beach. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I've seen it like this many times, but the last couple of weeks it's been flat. Okay, let me just climb down safely. Safety first, right? Safety first. Safety first. Okay. Whoa. Yep, safety first, Dora. Safety first. Okay. Oh, that guy's going off in his little kayak with his whole setup there. That's a cool setup. Mike Adventure Sparks loves his fishing. Do you have one of those kayak setups? I bet you do. Okay, sidetrack, guys, sidetrack. If someone's had something to here, Noah's got something. There's sponsored play. Oh, sorry, Noah, I can't actually read that. I'm shocking. I can't really see very well. A Greek wedding is officially by a priest. Okay, is that what you call it, a priest? Okay. Thank you, Noah. That's awesome. Mike used to have one of those kayaks. Oh, it's got a little girl. Oh, so he's kayaking with his little girl. That's cool. I won't go in too much because you don't need to see that. So anyway, get back into the church, and I think it's quite warm, guys. I'm talking 30 degrees, right? It's spring here in Australia. The sun is beeping down. It is friggin' hot. Um, I was really glad with the dress that I chose to wear. I had another dress chosen, and that's another story. But yeah, I'm so glad I wore the dress I did. But anyway, I thought, okay, well, I better go into the church and take my seat. I ran into my friend Craig's widow, so his last wife, and she has 3 children to him too. So my friend Craig was a baby making machine. He had 6. He left 6 children. Anyway, um, um, so she's like, "Oh well, I'll sit with you." And I went, "Oh yeah, perfect, cool." So we went and found a seat, and her son obviously is the step brother of the lady that's getting married. So he was actually put. He's only like 7, so he was put in. He was carrying the cushion with the rings. I mean, that's pretty traditional with all the weddings, really. And yeah, I just sat down, and I sat down, and I sat down. So pretty much that half an hour of sitting down, and it's like so hot inside this church. I think there was air conditioning, but hard to tell because it was that warm. And progressively, a few more people turned up, a few more people turned up. Then you hear this big beep, 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 beep. And then the grooms turned up. So the family love cars, bit of rev heads. Not like muscle cars, more like sports car stuff, right? They're into sports cars, and I think the groom is actually quite a mechanic by hand. I mean, he might not be a mechanic by trade, but he's quite technically minded. Like he likes to tinker with cars. So anyway, there was like beep, 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 beep. So we knew that was someone was coming, and then all the groomsmen come in. There was like 5 of them. So the groom plus 4 groomsmen, and then Eli is a little ring bearer. So it's a big wedding, guys, and I wouldn't expect anything different. And so then we're waiting, waiting, waiting. So I don't think the wedding started till 1 o'clock. So here I is thinking I did a live in the morning on Saturday morning, and then I quickly got ready so I wouldn't be late for the wedding. But it's Murphy's Law. If you turned up late, you would miss the wedding, right? So I'd never turn up late, right, guys? But anyway, um, not about me, right? It's about the wedding. So then we hear just before 1 o'clock a big beep, 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 another beep, beep. So obviously my friend Craig is no longer with us to walk his daughter down the aisle. So her brother walked her down the aisle. And he's also a rev head. So he was the one doing big beep, 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 beeps to say, "Yep, we're here." And then you see all the bridesmaids walk down, and one of them is the daughter of Craig. So the three siblings, the older siblings, are in the wedding, and then one of the boys from the new family, the step family, was the ring bearer. So that was beautiful to see the whole family involved, and it was really beautiful to see, you know, my friend's Craig's son walk his sister down the aisle, and she looked like a princess. She's half Latin, right? And yeah, very, very stunning, beautiful girl. Chardonnay looked amazing. Beautiful dress with the big, like, she looked like a Barbie, basically. The big poof, like, dress was, yeah, crazy. And it was mega hot, right? So she was dying. All the bridesmaids were, like, melting. And they had to stand the whole time. Now, the service went for an hour, guys. And pretty much you didn't have to do anything. You just stood there. Um, and we had to stand up a couple of times when they did the prayer in Greek. And that was enough for me. I was wearing high heels and I was like, holy shit. even the groom knew that was what he was saying in Greek, but the mother did, the mother-in-law. And, the mother-in-law's father was there too. So the grandfather was there. He's Greek, actually from Sicily. No, from Cyprus, actually. So there was quite, the big Greek representation. And yeah, so it's hot as hell. And okay, this is the traditions, right, guys? There's a few of them. They wore these like crowns, and they had a big ribbon. So the groom and the bride had a crown on, and then there was attached. So they were like crowned together, but attached by ribbon. That was one of the traditions. And then the best man had to then change it over. Kept on changing it over a couple of times. Very weird. So he kept on crisscrossing it over and changing it from one head to the other head. Anyway, he did that. Um, and then they had to walk around the table a few times, holding. So that was interesting. Yeah, there was a lot of. They did communion, just the bride and groom. Because I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, if we're going to do communion for everyone, this is going to be a long church, right? And in my head, guys, sorry to make it all about myself, but I'm doing 75 hard. I have to do two 45-minute sessions a day, right? And I'd done one in the morning, but somewhere through the day, I had to do another 45 minutes. And I thought, knowing that 5 o'clock the wedding starts, right? But in a completely different suburb, an hour away from where I live, and the wedding's going to go for a long time, I'm not going to get home in time to do my 45 minutes, right? So I was in my head going, wedding ceremony to the reception, I'm going to run home, literally, jam out a 45-minute session, and we're Bob's the uncle, right? I can then relax. But the wedding was just on and on and on, and I'm like, crap. I'm going to have to go home. And like, if I don't do my exercise, guys, I mean, I know it's no big deal, right? There's people dying in the world, right? Honestly. I mean, it's really stupid, right? That I even talk about like this. But like, yesterday was day 48. If I didn't do that second bit of exercise, I'd go back to day one, guys. And it wouldn't be failing. It definitely wouldn't be failing, but I would have to go back to day one. So, yeah. So that was right. So I did make it about myself. And it was hot as hell. Did I tell you it was hot as hell? Um, and there was no fans, like as in you can fan yourself. I was using a tissue, because I did bring a tissue just in case I cried, to fan myself. So, guys, if you are talking to me, I'm sorry, I can't read the chat right now, guys. There is sun bleeping down on me, and I just can't. Oh, gosh, we get to get right at the end today. This is special, guys. This is special. So I will get. When I get to the end, I will stop and look at the chat, guys. So if it is important, please just you just have to say it again, and you guys can zoom in, guys. You can, Kelly, or I know Kelly's talking there. Mike, Paul, whoever else is there, you can click the link in the community post, and you'll go to the back end of my live. So I just realised that we haven't been checking to see if anyone was zooming in. Sorry if you were. You can do it again. I promise I will check. I probably will forget. And tell me about an experience. Interrupt me. It's all good. I get interrupted myself by my own thoughts. So anyway, as I said, the ceremony was beautiful, and what else was there? So much, guys. It was just overloaded senses of beauty and love, and obviously it was personal to me too. Like I was thinking about my friend Craig. He would have been a very, very proud dad that day, and I know that. Oh my God, he'd be like a Cheshire cat. He's a proud guy, but he's a shy guy, so he would have been very in the background, not wanting it to be about him, which is obviously not about him. But he would have been so bloody proud of his little girl, Chardonnay, getting married to George. And so he'd actually met George. This is kind of beautiful, right? Chardonnay and George were childhood sweethearts. They met when she was 14 years old. And, the stories at the weddings are always beautiful about how people meet and, the love and all the stuff. It was just, it's beautiful. They've been together for a while. So about 8 years, actually. So George has met Chardonnay's dad. So Chardonnay's dad, Craig, has been passed away for about 4 years now. I think 4. Time flies, isn't it? So he did know George, and he did know that he was going to marry Chardonnay. He would have approved. He did like it, and plus Chardonnay's dad Craig loved cars, so that's why the kids love cars. Um, so yes, he would have approved. He would not have been approving of having to pay for the wedding. So I think in a cheeky way, something like that. But like in a cheeky way, he's probably like, oh, I need to pay for that wedding. Because guys, the wedding was at a place called Sandstone Point. So that's kind of the start of Bribey Island. So it's about an hour away from where I live on the coastline. It's a beautiful, big pub. When I say beautiful, it's very, very nicely designed. Massive, right? Got many bars, many restaurants, kids' playground, a few kids' playground. Got a massive grassed area, massive, like probably a football size field. It's got a stage, and then it overlooks the water. Not the ocean, but like a river. Not a river, yeah, no, it's not a river. An inlet. So it's very, very nice. And then they've got a boardwalk out front where boats can come in. They have an oyster bar at the front. So there's many sections you can hire for weddings. Now, I wasn't quite sure where the wedding would be. But when I got there, they said, oh, it's in the cellar. What? I didn't know they had a cellar. So we went downstairs. And oh my God. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Now, I'm talking mega money. I would have it a guess. Easy over $100 a head per person for this wedding. So my friend Craig was a traditional tight ass. He would have died. He would not have paid for that wedding. Because traditionally, guys, the father of the groom pays for the wedding. I don't know if that's in most countries, but it seems to be a lot of countries seems to be the groom that the father of the groom pays for the wedding. And look, in today's society, that doesn't really come into play because let's face it, weddings are so expensive. As soon as you say to a restaurant, "Oh, we're getting married," they double the price, right? It's like funerals and that too. Like the money making thing, right? Gosh, what a seaweed down in Dutch, today. A lot of seaweed. It's a really big house. All right, can I see the chat? Not really. I can't really see the chat, guys. Sorry. I can see something about French. Dora. I don't know. I can't really read it. Sorry, guys. I was actually just thinking to myself, I can press mute guy somewhere. That'd be funny because that's happened before. So very, very pretty down here. It's very tranquil. Like, listen to the sound of the I'll shut up for a minute. Okay, back to the wedding, guys. So, walk in, absolutely beautiful. It's spectacular. It's like the decor is amazing. Massive dance floor. They have like a man. What do I call these things? You know, you press the buttons and you take funny photos. They take 3 photos and you get 2 of each. So you can get funny photos. We've got props, photo booths. They had the manned one, so there's a lady there manning it. So that's interesting. Normally you hire them and they just go sit there and they just does it by herself, right? But she was like working there. She was looking after it, so that's interesting. So it started at 5 o'clock. Guess what? I get there at 5 o'clock. Of course, again, Dora, fashionably early. Get there at literally 10 to. Because like I said, I dashed home, did my 45 minutes exercise, had half an hour to scratch myself, and then I had to drive an hour, right? So I literally got there 5 minutes to spare. So, again, Dora, willing to be early. I get there. I was the first person there. And I said to one of the staff members, I said, "Oh, are you in the right place?" And they said, "Yeah, this is George and Chardonnay's wedding." I'm like, "Oh, okay." She goes, oh, I think all the people are upstairs. I went, oh, okay, righto. So I did see the bride and groom and the groom's party getting photos out in the gardens. Obviously, I didn't go interrupt because I knew they were getting photos taken by a professional, camera person. Um, but anyway, then people started coming, right? And then, obviously the bar opened up. Obviously, Dora couldn't drink any alcohol. So I did have the non-alcoholic beer. That wasn't included. So I had to pay for that, but that's okay. So I felt like I was a little bit social having a beer. Have anyone tried the non-alcoholic beers? I mean, I know it's a bit of a cop-out, guys. I should just drink a beer. But, um, yeah, like I said, I'm doing 75 hard, no alcohol allowed. And, yeah, I'm at a wedding, right, guys? And everyone's having alcohol. So, I mean, it's not like I couldn't drink alcohol. I mean, like, I don't feel bad not drinking alcohol. But I felt like I wanted to celebrate, right? So I think I paid for about 2 alcoholic beers, non-alcoholic beers. Guys, we might actually do another in a second. It is about to rain, literally. It'll be fun. And yeah, anyway, but look, so beautiful. I found where I was sitting. I was at table 9 at the back. And you always like a little bit. So I was there by myself, guys. I was always a little bit like, who am I sitting with? Like, please don't be sitting with the children's table. But anyway, I wasn't sitting with the children's table. I was actually sitting with a family from Vietnam. They actually used to live across the road from my friend Craig and Valerie and their 3 children and their 2 children back in the day. So they knew Craig and the family from when they were young kids. Their kids played with their kids, and I was sitting next to their son Nathan, and he's best friends with the bride's brother who walked her down the aisle. And that was quite nice, actually. And it was really interesting. The kids obviously they were born in Australia, the boys, but their mum and dad are from Vietnam. My goodness, the manners of these kids was amazing. Right, they were so talkative to me. Like he was sitting next to his girlfriend, and then his other brother was on the other side of the girlfriend. But he was very because I was there by myself, he was very much asking me 20 questions. But not to hit on me or anything like that, obviously, because he's got a beautiful wife next to him, right? Girlfriend. And he's like 22, right? Only young, but so polite. And their mum and dad were very polite. They were getting me into the conversation. So yeah, I just felt so welcomed. It was actually really beautiful to be sitting with them. And obviously they knew the era that I knew them from. So that was beautiful. And obviously then everyone all started coming. Anyway, so when the bride and groom come, they have to cut a ribbon. So they come through and they cut a ribbon and then they walk through to their table. Now, obviously with the photographers don't want to hang around all night. They don't want to wait to the end of the night for dancing, right? So they started the dancing early, right? This is where the plate smashing comes, guys, and this is the most fantastic bit, right? So they're like, oh, come watch the first dance. So we will watch the first dance, and they had smoke coming on the dance floor, so it looked magical. She looked like a fairy princess, right, with this dress, and then there's smoke on the dance floor, and they're doing their waltz, and it was very, very pretty. And then they did the father and bride dance. But obviously the father's not there anymore, so the brother stepped in, and they did the best dance. It was so much fun. So much fun. The kids are just, the 3 of them, they're just hilarious. Anyway, so the 2 of them did this dance. It was very, very cute. And you could tell the emotion in Macaulay's, the bride's brother's face, because obviously he's stepping in for his dad, right? And it was emotional to watch. I had some tears. It was very, very beautiful. And yeah, oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. And the smoke, it looked beautiful, right? And then the mother of the groom danced with her husband, and then they swapped over. So the father of the groom, danced with the daughter, the new daughter-in-law. And that was beautiful to watch. And you could see the love. They really embrace her. It's beautiful. And then they start going, whoppa! And then all the Greek music starts, and everyone knows, oh my God, the plates. And then the boxes came out of these plates. And I'm like, Oh my god, this is so much fun. And I was standing next to at the time, Craig's last wife, Peter, his widower, and their 10-year-old daughter who was part of the bridesmaid group, so she was a flower girl. And she goes, she's obviously shy. She goes, "Oh no, I don't want to go up and dance." I said, "You've got to come up and dance. We did the plate throwing." "Oh no, I'm scared." I said, "No, no, no, come up with me. Come up with me. 'Cause I've never thrown the plates, right? This is going to be fun." So I take her up with me, and everyone's around in a circle, and then you've got the bride and groom in the middle, and everyone's just throwing plates at the floor. And I'm like freaking thinking to myself, "My God, is it? Look at this, like splinters everywhere, shards of plates." But obviously they're like clay. They're very fragile plates. So even if you stood on it, you're not going to hurt yourself. But you'd probably scare yourself, right? So anyway, there's boxes of them. Like the mother of the groom is just pulling out these plates and chucking them at people, going, "Quick, here, chuck them, chuck them." So it was hilarious. So you're literally just going whack. So I was grabbing a few and giving it to the little Hannah, and she's like chucking them on the dance floor, and she was loving it. So we're all going like the conga line going, and then we're like, whoppa, and then just dancing. It was so much fun. There was, I don't know, it went for about half an hour, guys. I think we'd only had entrees at this stage, and it was all filmed, obviously, for their videos and their pictures, and it was so much fun. There was just plates everywhere, and like, I don't know, the Greek guys do the, okay, I can't do it, but like they get down on the ground and like they go like, I don't know, I can't even do it myself. But like it's very cool, very cool. And then there were like the groom was kind of doing like the over the dad's head like this kind of thing. Can you tell? I'm very excited. It was very much fun. I just like the music. I've always liked Greek music and the whoa. Yeah, it was very cool. And there was even Gangnam Style at one stage later on in the night. The Macarena, all the classics, right? But yeah, the Greek music was really fun, really fun. So all I can say is, guys, if you know some Greek friends, get really friendly with them. You want to be invited to a Greek wedding. Just saying, it's something you have to experience. I mean, I've seen it on TV and videos and stuff. The Greek plate throwing, and I think that tradition. I actually don't know. Does anyone know what the tradition is? And maybe someone's already put in the chat. I know the guy from Victoria Noah, and he seems to know a lot about this stuff. Does anyone know what the Greek plate throwing tradition is? So I think they just don't do it at weddings. They do it like at bar mitzvahs and all those weird things too, don't they? So it's obviously I don't know. Does anyone know? Can someone Google it for me? Okay, so Miss Paula says here, my great niece married yesterday at a barn. That's cool. Green fields all around. Yeah, that's cool. Miss Caller, Miss Caller, do you want to come on and tell us about the experience, about the wedding? And then we can flower you with love. Your birthday. If you're lucky, I might even do a birthday dance. Actually, no, if you're lucky, I won't do a birthday dance. Okay, if you come on the live, I won't dance. If you don't come on the live, I'll dance. Come on the dance. Come on. Everyone, cheer on. My community post has my link to the live. Paula, 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 Paula. There, I'll stop that. You don't have to come on, Paula. I get it. You don't want to, it's fine. But it'd be fun. But anyway, let me go back. Did I just tell you the plate throwing was amazing? It was so much fun, guys. I Yeah, got some great friends. Make friends with them. Make friends with their children. Because I don't know what it is about Greek families. They seem to be quite wealthy. Um, so they have a little bit of mullah, and that you'll be invited to their wedding. No problem, cool. Yeah, so as I said, very cool experience. The plate throwing. If anyone could please Google for me. Oh, you're a hot mess. Darling, you're always a hot mess. That's why we love you. So, yeah, let me drink some water. I'm all excited from talking about that wedding. I'm trying to think, I'm sure I've missed a million things. So, yes, there was toilet dancing. I couldn't help myself. Like, the toilet was really, really pretty. So, you know how I said that when I first got there, there was no one there? And of course, you know how I'm drinking lots of water. So, of course, I had to go straight to the toilet. Story of my life right now. I'm always on the toilet. Doing it number one, guys. So, you know, what goes in must come out. So, yeah, and the toilet was really pretty. So, you know, a pretty toilet means you got to dance. So, Dancing with Dora Ego was on point last night, man. On point. But funny enough, I don't actually have footage of me dancing with the plates. I just really just enjoyed that moment, guys. I have footage of me smashing plates on the ground, but no, not of me dancing around with smashing plates. I just thought, you know what, that no one needs to see that. Um, so I would have liked to see that. Actually, funnily enough, there will be footage because he video did take lots of footage, so I'd like to see that. But and then later on the night, more loved up, right? On you don't need alcohol, guys. You don't need alcohol to feel the love and feel the vibe. So I went to the top toilet again later on. I drank lots of water, right? And I had two non-alcoholic beers. Um, so I needed to go to the toilet, and of course they were playing the really cool Greek music. So of course I had to do dancing with Dora in the toilet, Greek style. Don't ask me; it looks pretty bad, but I thought it was pretty funny. I thought if you put a Greek music over the top of it, like whoppa, I think it'll look pretty cool. So there's two Dancing with Doras going to probably coming out at one stage. No hurry, right? There's lots of Dancing with Doras out there. Um, but yeah, it was funny, and I sent the video of me dancing to one of my friends, and I said, um, "You just gotta have fun, right? You just got." And like that person was like, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "Lighten up, man! Like Dancing with Dora was born because I'm just taking the piss out of myself, literally. I dance friggin' horribly, but I don't give a fuck. You know, like how many things do we do that we don't do very well? But we still do them. But you know, how many things don't you do because you don't do them you're not very good at them? Just fucking do them. The more you do them, the better you get at it. Maybe I'll get better at dancing the more I do it. Funnily enough, I've been doing Dancing with Dora on my Instagram page for probably about 3 years now, right? Every Wednesday, Dancing with Dora Wednesday just keeps on coming back. And it's like midlife crisis gone wrong, or train wreck gone wrong. And I make fun of that. I'm like, hot mess. Oh my God, she's back. I mean, I write all these funny comments, right? These things, these captions. And I have this kind of, these people that do, humor and they just go, oh my God. And they laugh. But they get the point, right? I'm not being serious. I'm just taking the mickey out of myself. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I just think that if we can just enjoy being unapologetically not giving a fuck and just have fun, do you think we'd be a happy people? Like if we're, you know, uptight and worried about the way we look and how we present, that's when we get like anxiety and stressed and maybe we don't go out because we don't feel very nice. Right? Doesn't matter. Does it matter? No, I guess debatable, right? But I guess what I'm trying to say is that if we can lighten up on ourselves and just enjoy the fact that we are who we are. We look like who we are. Like we don't need to put filters on. We don't need to. The younger generation now use all these face filters on their faces and put makeup and make the big lips to make themselves look more attractive, right, in pictures, and then they get more likes. It's a bigger dopamine hit, and then they actually don't like to go out at night time because they don't look like their pictures anymore, right? So their whole persona is now an online persona. It's kind of sad. And if they just embraced who they were, they'd probably get the same love. Anyway, that's my rant. That is my rant. So guys, it is 8:12. So yeah, it is Monday morning here. I have a late start today. I start at 11. I am supposed to be at the volunteering at the garden of the Herb Club. I'm going to go straight there now. I'm supposed to go at 7:30, but I'm done rushing. So I'm being unapologetic with myself. I'm done rushing from place to place to place. I just seem to do that all the time. And so if there's times that I don't have to be exactly on time, I'm going to do that. Because I just talked about before that I like to be on, I like to be prompt. I like to be like 10, 15 minutes earlier. My background is employment services. I train people, coach people to get jobs. So I'm always saying that's the golden rule. Always go 15 minutes earlier because go to the toilet, check yourself, right? Make sure you haven't got bloody toilet paper coming out of your bloody pants. That happens sometimes. Make sure you haven't got bloody boogers up your nose. You know how many times I've told people to pull bloody hair out of their nose before an interview? It's so embarrassing. Like I actually have to tell like middle-aged guys, hey, can you go to the toilet, look in the mirror, and pull that giant chunk of hair out of your nose. It's sticking out of your nose. Oh, I didn't see that. I know. I think look in the mirror, you'll see it. Anyway, so moral of the story is that if there's an opportunity that you don't have to be there promptly on time, like for example, the garden club I go to, it goes from 7:30 to 9:30 ish, and then they have morning tea. I don't stay for the morning tea. I just go home and have breakfast and then get ready to work. Um, but yeah, I'm going to go. I haven't been for a couple of weeks because it's been public holidays. Then I had the flu. Didn't want to go because there's all the older ladies, so obviously don't want to pass anything on to them. So I haven't been for a couple of weeks. So I am going to turn up fashionably late, and it's okay because we're just weeding. It's not like anyone's going to die because I wasn't there on time. And the other ladies normally turn up about 8 o'clock anyway. So I've learnt my lesson. I don't need to be there at 7:30 on the prompt. And mind you, I was there 15 minutes early last time too. So and I was the only one there for ages. So anyway, I'm going to walk back to the car, which I'm just going up here. Was there anything interesting that someone wanted to tell me? Sorry, I wasn't really that interactive in the chat, guys. I just couldn't see the chat. But I'm not sorry. It is what it is. I need to do my exercise, so thank you. 45 minutes ticked off. Tick. It's outdoors. So I'm not going to get home from my work tonight till about 6:30 tonight. So I've got a late start, so late end. That means tonight I have to come home and do 45 minutes of exercise. And thankfully, I've done the outside one, so I could probably, I don't know what I could do. Well, I can't use the rebounder anymore. I've decided to ditch that because I broke it, literally, on the live the other day. So yeah, I'm taking that back. And I'm going to buy a better rebounder, a more expensive rebounder, guys. You heard me say it. Don't buy a cheap rebounder. It will hurt you. It didn't hurt me, but it could hurt you. So if you're going to buy a rebounder, invest in a good quality one. Or should I say, go use your friends first. See if you like it. Because not everyone likes it. A few people have bought them the same time I bought them, and they haven't used them. They're just fancy clotheslines. Because they've got a handle on it, right? So you can hang your clothes on them. They're an awkward size. I'm hoping to buy one that you can actually fold down the thingamajiggy, and then it will go under the bed. That's my plan. That is my plan, guys. And I will. Well, I'm not desperate to buy anything right this minute. We will find the right one, and I want to get one that's over 100 kilos. I would like Diego to use it. I've talked about how rebounders are really good for pelvic floor for women. They're actually really good for pelvic floor for guys too. So pelvic floor is not just about women peeing themselves over the place. It's about guys also peeing themselves. I don't know what it is about when you get older that your pelvic floor just freaking falls apart. Bloody hell. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, I think that if I get a better quality one, Like, I literally 2 springs have fallen off mine already. I mean, yeah, debatably, I did pay $30 US for it, so was I asking for it? Probably. But I wanted to test out first if I'd like it, if I would use it, and I do like it. But then I didn't end up using it because I was scared it was gonna bloody fall through the bottom of it. And then on the live the other day, the actual handle thing kind of not it didn't snap, but it went. I was like, oh shit, okay, that's my cue to get the fuck off it. Well, I must say I have enjoyed this walk because it's actually a lot cooler. I didn't have to wear my hat, so no hat hair for me today. So like for us women, when you wash our hair, it's all nice and fluffy, and then when you wear a hat, it flattens it down. So yeah, I'm kind of nice that I guess I still have kind of bouncy hair for today. Actually, you guys, when I do the Karen bun that I've been doing, wearing the Karen bun and I wore it to bed, it makes it the next day very kind of volume. That's interesting, right? I think Karen's got very thin hair. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Karen, but I think her hair's a lot thinner. My hair's quite thick. So yeah, when I do the Karen bun and then sleep in it, it actually makes it very volume. Like it makes it more kind of thick and stuff, thick and stuff. If that makes any sense. Um, so yeah, Karen bun has a few advantages. I do like it for boxing, though it did look a little bit mad at the same time. It was kind of flopping all over the place. Who was I talking to? I was on someone's live. Gina, I think. Someone was saying that we were having a giggle because a lot of our friends in the community were laughing about the Karen bun, and our friend Rhonda's done the Karen bun now, and Lisa's done the Karen bun. I actually have to do a short. I've got another entrance in the Karen club, Karen bun club. So it was Karen, then me, and then there's Alison, and there's Rhonda. So there's 4 of us in the club, and then there's another entry. So some of you know because you already watched the live. So we have another live entrance that did the Karen bun. So there's officially 5 people in the Karen bun club. But yeah, really excited to see if any more people will join the Karen bun club. It's just for fun, guys. And yeah, God, life's too short, right? Oh yeah, that was the summer song. Someone was saying that they were laughing, saying, "Oh, Dora's been doing funny skits on, the Karen bun," and they said, "Oh, Dora, you should wear that more often. It actually really suits you." So thank you for saying that. I think it was Gina. I don't know. Was it Sally? Someone was saying it, and I think I will. I actually don't mind it. You saw the hair off my head, like my body, right? So anyway, you might see more of the Karen Bun Club. But guys, thank you for joining me. If you're watching on the replay, thanks for watching. You don't have to though. God, it's probably long. I don't know. What for an hour? Probably. How long have I gone? I don't know. So have an amazing day. I'd love to know in the comments. Love to know in the comments a fun wedding experience you've had. Obviously, by far, that's probably the most funnest wedding experience I've had so far. Is going to a Greek wedding. Okay, let me just say the plate throwing. I love the plate throwing. That was so much fun. So what fun! Yeah, it was just fun. It was high energy. It was great fun. Yeah, and the love the love. So anyway, love the love. Tell us in the comments your best, your one of your fun experiences you've had at a wedding. Yeah, because if you're watching this on the replay, you can only put it in the comments, right? The live feed will be gone, non-existent. So I'm going back to my car, and yeah, let's get this Monday on the show. On the show. Let's get this Monday on the road. Ciao for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.